bomb gets nothing effect. Has that one taken away by Troy Hellman. It seems like this could be.
All right, guys, this is Break McVictory with Owl Recap here with Fusions from Boston. You guys got a big win today against Seoul, 3-1. Today, we noticed that you're known for your aggressive Rein play, but today you weren't passive, but you actually had six-figure damage blocks. Was that just a matter of how you guys knew Seoul was going to play and you wanted to play around with the shield a little more, or what was the idea there?
So as we got through the series into like map 2, map 3, we kind of realized that Seoul was playing a lot around Fisher, trying to really go for those stun earth shatters a lot. So they were really trying to pressure out me so that they could get those off, so there was no shield. So I started to play a bit more back, and I tried to actually bait the enemy team into pushing me so that we would bubble me, my team would be able to attack them from behind, and we would end up doing more damage to them than to us. So the basic idea was that I would be a bait, basically.
Oh, so you were debating them the whole time then?
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, it's pretty good. So, last week, due to the contract issue, you were unable to play. How tough was that for you, and how excited are you now to have a full-time Owl contract?
Yeah, it was really difficult when I found out that I couldn't play because it was right before the match. So it was kind of unfortunate circumstances. People weren't really prepared for it to happen. So yeah, really the worst thing that could have happened. But Huck and the Overwatch League both moved together really fast with it. They both tried to, as best they could, to get it all done fast so that I could play. And obviously we would bid our full strength. And yeah, they pulled through. I got approved a couple of days before the match even. So I knew I was going to play going into this week. And we just were able to practice and prepare. And it was a good feeling now winning this after preparing with me as well.
Yeah, it definitely shows that you guys were able to prepare with the result today, right? You guys played pretty dang good. So we know you're from the UK. Is this your first time in the United States? And if it is or isn't, what do you notice is different, or what do you like or dislike about the States?
I've been 4 or 5 times to the States, to Florida with my family for like trips and stuff. Obviously, it's very different in that area than it is here. So yeah, it's more just about like holiday and fun there. I also came to LA for the World Cup as well. So I have been here before, and I mean, I like it here. There's quite a lot to do. The food's really good. So yeah, I'm glad to be here, I guess.
Yeah, so I don't know if you have or haven't yet, but if you're in LA, you got to get some street tacos off of the Choco Trucks. That's mandatory before you leave, okay? So you've been with Boston for the main roster for a little bit of time now, but you've kind of jumped right into a shot calling role and have kind of taken that role really well. Is that just a personality trait of yours, or do you think that's just what the team needed at the time?
I think the team did lack a pure leader, like a clear leader, a little bit, but I think they could have managed without one. How well, I don't know. But I think the thing with me is I'm always a very loud person. So coming into Overwatch and learning how to play in teams, shot calling became like natural to me. So at this point, I've practiced it for so long, like years now, that it's almost become second nature to me to just call and communicate, whatever. So yeah, it's quite easy for me to be the shot caller in teams.
Yes, it seems like you just naturally take that role. It's just something you seem to be doing innate without even having to think about it. We've seen that you've got a really dominant Reinhardt, but we also saw a little bit of your Winston today too. How do you feel that your Winston stacks up against some of the other main tanks in the league?
I think my Winston is weaker than my Rein right now. Because coming from contenders, I've been playing in the GOATS meta so long. I've been playing so much Reinhardt compared to Winston. So it's going to need some time to get back up to the level that it used to be and improve way past that as well. So right now, I don't think it stacks up to the best in the Overwatch League, but I think it definitely can be. In the week and a half that I've been here and been practicing, had the coaching and all the resources at my command, it's been really, really easy for me to look over my mistakes, look at other players' POVs as well. So I feel like I've improved a lot during the time that I've been here, and I think that's going to keep progressing as we get further into the season.
Yeah, I feel like that's how a lot of not only new teams but new players are when they get into their actual team and they start getting all this scrim time with the team. Their ability just skyrockets and they just get so much better. It's pretty obvious that's happened with you. The big question that we've got to ask: new hero was announced, Baptiste. So what are your thoughts on it, and how do you feel it's going to potentially change the meta?
I played a little bit of Baptiste on the PTR, not too much. The issue I've got with judging how it's going to affect the meta is obviously with all the other changes coming out, it's a bit hard to analyze how Batiste is going to fit into the meta, what he's going to counter, what he's going to play with. There's a chance, due to his AoE healing, he could be good with Ghost. There's also a chance that he could be really good against it because of the damage amplifying field that can make DPS a lot better. So it's really hard to say right now with all the other changes come out, but it's definitely an interesting concept, and I'm really interested in the hero. It looks fun.
If you had to pick one of his abilities as your favorite on the kit, what would it be?
I honestly, an underrated ability, I really like the Exo Boots, just the jumping with like the sort of hero that he is. Feels like he should have a less mobile kit. Like, for example, you've got Junkrat, who he has his mind to jump around, but it's not really that aimable. But the Exo Boots are actually really like fun just to use and jump around everywhere.
Yeah, I've seen a couple players been streaming and playing with them, and they've been experimenting with those boots a lot. So I get why you guys say that. With the new hero, we've also seen a litany of changes, large amounts of buffs and nerfs for certain heroes. Which do you find will probably have the biggest impact and potential change on the meta?
The Lucio speed boost nerf is a really big one, but also the armor change against like ticking damage, because that makes Winston way better against armor now. It also makes Ashe with dynamite better against armor. So I think we're going to see a lot more Winston than Rein in the next patch. Whether that is with Winston goats or whether it's with DPS comps, with Batiste coming out as well, I'm not sure yet. Only time will tell. There's so many changes that it's going to be really hard to analyze the meta. But yeah, I think Winston will be see a lot more playtime than Rein will next patch.
Yeah, a lot of stuff to try to sift through there. It was probably one of the bigger updates we've seen in a long time. All right, well, last question for you. If there was one thing you could tell your fans about you that they may or may not know, what would it be?
I'm going to have to go with the fact that whenever people see me on the Twitch streams in front of the cameras, they like to see the punch tree spam in chat, since the shape of my head is quite square. But what they don't know is that I also played Minecraft at a high level before as well. So in fact, that's probably what turned my head into this shape. So
it just kind of morphed over time.
Yeah.
Well, that's quite amazing. Well, all right, guys, that's all we got here from Owl Recap. Thanks for your time.